Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we had created this simple logic which was triggering the console message whenever we were giving the inputs from our keyboard. Okay, so now it is time to actually move the player. Okay, so how we can do that? So basically here we can see that the this print thing gets called whenever this action is true. Okay, so what we need to do is basically instead of this print statement we have to move our player. So now from here you can see, let's go back to the normal mode. Here you can see the script is attached to our player root node, right, area 2D node. So what we can do is basically we can move this entire node whenever our action is pressed. So let's go back to the scripting, let's go back to the focus, and for a change let's just try to increase. So basically I'm holding down the control button and I'm using my scroll wheel, middle mouse scroll wheel, in order to zoom in and making it big for you guys to see it properly. Okay, so we have to move to the left, right? And what we have to do is basically we want the position, okay, position dot x, and what we want is in order to move left we have to reduce. So let's just say we want to reduce 1, and for the move right, let's try to use the x only, and this time we are going to +1. So we want to move player right. Press Ctrl S to save. Let's test, and if I hit okay, perfect. So we are able to move our player. Now as you can see, the speed looks a little slow to me. Okay, and obviously there is a little bit of more tweaking that is required. Now let's go back to our code. So now it is gone. Let's go back to scripting mode. Let's turn on this one. So now we want to be able to increase or decrease the speed based on the configuration, and it is quite helpful if we can do it from the editor inspector window. So what we have to do is let's go ahead and create a variable that can be edited from the editor window. So we are going to use the export annotations. So export var, and let's say player speed, and I'm going to define its type as float. Okay, all right, so we have defined this variable. So now instead of manually giving a hard-coded value of 1, let's just use player speed. Okay, and perfect. Press Ctrl S to save. So now if I go back to the normal mode and if I choose this root node over here, you can see now player speed is there, and let's just give it a value of, let's say, 2.3. okay, let's hit play. Let's see what we got, and yeah, still too slow. So let's give it a value of 5. Perfect. So this speed looks good. Okay, there is one last thing that I want to discuss in this video, and which is basically right now the speed that I have set over here is 5, which is directly getting added into the player X position, as you can see. Okay, it's got opened again. I have to go to this 2D tab. Okay, close it and come over here. All right, so as you can see, the player speed is getting added every frame because this process function runs frame by frame, right? But the problem over here is in each of the device, in each of the platforms, the fps, I mean the frames will be different, the count will be different, and this may result that if in someone's phone or someone's os, your games are running giving us low fps, so that means in that particular game the player speed will be less. and if in someone's system there is a very high FPS that is getting in your game, so this will result in basically the player moving faster. So this will create an inconsistency in the speeds, be in the different systems, and that's what we don't want. We want the consistent behavior of our player. So that's what we are going to fix. So that's an easy fix. So basically you can see in the process function there is this delta. So this is basically a difference between the last frame time that has been rendered. So what we have to do is simply multiply our player speed by this delta, and then our player will basically have the same speed on our device. Now this delta value is very less, so the value of 5 that we had set is going to act like this. So let's crank up the value. Okay, so let's go out, let's go to the player, and from here let's give it a value of, let's say, 100. Let's try that. Okay, still too less. Let's give it a value of maybe 240. Yeah, this looks fine. All right, so now we have created a script, we have configured it so that the player is getting the input. Now okay, I got some errors, so I think I can ignore that. All right, so now in this video we had seen how we can uh, you know customize the script in order to get our player working. Okay, in the next video we are going to see how we can add the input controls if we are working on a touchscreen device. So see you in the next one.